Hello athletes and fans of bodybuilding, Tarek El-Guindi with the Mr. Olympia. This past weekend we had two events that qualified athletes for the Mr. Olympia. One in Italy, the other one in Brazil. In Italy, the pro bikini was won by Christina Brunauer. She is tall, athletic, but it's from the back that this Austrian competitor can beat a lot of people. She has great glutes, very powerful competitor. Classic physique, a competitor from France wins, Marco Ruz. He's shorter, dense, great conditioning, but is gonna have to work on that posing to make the waist small. That's where all the genetic freaks are. Now moving on to the men's physique, I think this is the guy that impressed me the most. Yes, Ali Bilal from Belgium. He's like a Jeremy Buendia coming back again. He has abs and obliques. From the back, he has the conditioning. I think this is the one that can make an immediate impact at the Mr. Olympia. Moving on to Brazil, in the bikini division, Isa Piscini was dominant. But I want you to pay attention to the competitor who placed second, Cris Silveira. She won this show last year and she places second to Isa Piscini. She's moving on quickly, and I think she can be good at the Mr. Olympia. Now in the figure, Michelle Pinto, aka Michelle Bellaferra, she wins. And I think this was her best look. She needs to prove something at the Mr. Olympia because she's not done well there. She's won shows, but at the Mr. Olympia, she's not done so well as she should. So, Michelle, here's the challenge. You can win these shows. Now it's time to show up at the Mr. Olympia. Now, in the women's physique, Natalia Coelho wins again. She's been winning everything, and she's consistent. But I think right now, she should take a break and rest her body. Because I think at the New York Pro, she was a little bit better, a little bit fuller. You've won everything, and now is Olympia time. It's you against Sarah Villegas. Let's see what's gonna happen. You need to rest a little bit because the body might be getting a little bit tired. She came down to Brazil because she wanted to win in front of her family, and it was an emotional moment, and she did it. Now in the women's bodybuilding, Levina Barros wins the show. She was a women's physique competitor that transitioned to female bodybuilding, and I like that idea. I actually mentioned that to Zama Benta, who placed second in the women's physique. I think a lot of women's physique and female bodybuilders, they need to transition to find out where they are. Now, the star of the weekend in Brazil was Rayane Fogal from Wellness. She was incredible. She was the favorite to win, and she did not disappoint. I'm talking about a direct challenge to Angela Borges and Franciele Matos. This is the next Brazilian to shock the Olympia stage. Mark my words, Rayane Fogal is the real deal. She is as good as it gets on the Wellness, made in Brazil. Watch out for her. Moving on to the guys in the men's bodybuilding, Vitor Boff wins the event. He placed second to Rafael Brandão at the Arnold Classic South America, and he was a little bit better there, but he had enough separation, enough muscle to win here again and qualify for the Mr. Olympia. I think this is a good competitor, but it's gonna take some time for him to make an impact, but he is at the Mr. Olympia, and let's see what he can do. In the classic physique division, we had a competitor from Iran beating all the Brazilians. The Brazilians went crazy. They had favorites. They had Gabriel Zancanelli. They had Fabio Jr. But Ali Provdal won everything. He's got a small waist, huge back, legs. He poses well. His conditioning was the best. Fabio Jr., who plays second, has an amazing upper body, but he's going to have to add muscle on his legs. Gabriel Zancanelli has already been to the Olympia. He's won shows. The only thing, he had a small layer of water on that body. If he removes that, he can be right there. There was also huge controversy in Brazil with the competitor Horse MD. Horse MD turned pro as a bodybuilder, but he decided to move into the classic division. There was huge expectation, rumors, speculation in the internet. How tall is he? How much does he have to gain? And the reality is, He weighed in at 104 kilos, 0.8, and his height was 1 meter and 82 centimeters. That's not gonna do it. He's gonna have to lose weight to be in classic physique. He had the opportunity to do bodybuilding, but he didn't want to do it. I understand competitors have a mindset to do classic physique, but I think Horst had an opportunity to go in bodybuilding and make an impact. He's a great competitor. Whatever direction he goes, I think he's gonna be great, and he should keep his head up and move along. The most emotional moment was Edivan Palmeira, who won the men's physique. He was the competitor the Brazilians love. He started working out with weights that were made out of cement. One week before him turning pro, his house was completely devastated by rains in Bahia, North Brazil. And he persevered. He was able to turn pro, and throughout his entire career, he has struggled, but he's made it. He's made it to the Mr. Olympia. And it was emotional for me too, because I was there when he turned pro. I was also there when his house was devastated and he didn't have anything or anywhere to go. But now he has a sponsorship and he's going to the Mr. Olympia. Edivan Palmeira is one of those competitors that you really want to tell the story. And I want you to follow him on Instagram, because this young man has battled his entire life and his moment has arrived. My message to you, Edivan, is I've always believed in you, young man, and I know that you in the Mr. Olympia is going to be a match made from heaven. The Brazilians are all with you. My name is Tarek El Guindy, and I will see you at the Mr. Olympia.